In 58 days, 35,000, close to 35,000 acres of land was land pooled. And land pooling was a very, very innovative project where part of the developed land would go back to the farmers, and state would get some, and then the rest would go for the infrastructure. So it was a win-win proposition for the farmers, for the people of Andhra Pradesh. And with no money being spent, we were able to pool this kind of land. Then the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji came down. There was delegation from Singapore, Japan, who were doing the master plan of the city, and then we started a journey about building our capital city. 2019 elections were around the corner. Back then, the current former Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy specifically said that Amaravati will be the sole capital. We will not relocate. He specifically also stated that I have built a house here, and there's no way I'm going to shift the capital. People of Amaravati believed it, and for various other reasons, he got re-elected. He got elected as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh in 2019. 6 months into his tenure, less than 6 months into his tenure, started the entire drama of the three capitals. All of you know three capitals is a failed model globally. And today no one even ventures about doing such thing. That started an entire movement in Amaravati and in Andhra Pradesh. You know, these farmers did not come back and say that we want our land back. They said we want our capital. They said we gave our land for the state, we gave our land for the 5 crore Andhrites for their future. So we want capital to be here. We don't want the capital to be moved anywhere. So a lot of emotion was there. You have seen visuals also behind me where farmers, especially women, were protesting peacefully. There was never a law and order issue. They were protesting peacefully. They were dragged with hair in the hands of the police. Pregnant women, were abused. They were beaten up, verbally abused. A lot of people use different words. Women of Amaravati were called prostitutes. So they wanted to somehow ensure that this struggle or fight would not go forward. 1600 days, close to 1600 plus days, the farmers, the women fought for their right, their capital. It was not about their land, it was about the capital for the people of Andhra Pradesh. It was very, very unfortunate the way it happened. Women who gave up their land, farmers who gave up their land for the people of Andhra Pradesh were ill-treated. When they would go out, drones would follow them. 144 section was there for 5 years in and around the capital area. And then anyone who wanted to move in the capital area, even the residents had to show their IDs. So people felt humiliated more than anything else. The farmers felt humiliated, the women felt humiliated, but they never gave up their fight, they never gave up their struggle. It was a movement for Andhra Pradesh. 1600 days they fought. And as a political party and as the NDA in 2024 election, we went with a clear message that one state, one capital, and we will do decentralized development. This was our single agenda that we have gone to the election. You have seen we have won with a 94% strike rate. So out of 175 seats, we won 164 seats. In fact, it is people of Visakhapatnam who gave our MP the highest majority, where the so-called executive capital was supposed to come up. So the people of Andhra Pradesh overwhelmingly gave a mandate saying that we are not for three capitals, one state, one capital, and it has to be Amaravati. That was the clear mandate. Now what has happened in the last 20 months is again, it created a lot of confusion and a certain amount of panic in the farmers saying, again we'll have to struggle. This is not right. So under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, we took it upon us. We had a special session to pass a resolution for Amaravati to be the sole capital, sole and permanent capital of Andhra Pradesh. We passed it, and thanks to the Honorable Home Minister Amit Bhai, we were able to bring it to Delhi, the bill, and we were able to get through the entire vetting process. And yesterday it was passed in Lok Sabha after debate, and today it got passed in Rajya Sabha. So now this gives a sense of security for all of us, for Andhrites. It's homecoming, because this is our 4th time of going through it. And it's very unfortunate that even after a clear mandate from the people of Andhra Pradesh, yesterday and today, the party that got 6% of the seats still walked out of both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So I would like to thank the citizens of India. They stood by us. They gave us a lot of strength. That's why all the Lok Sabha MPs, and as a minister I was there. We were all in Rajya Sabha, watched the entire session. And when it got passed, all of us stood up, and we expressed our gratitude to the nation, to all the political parties except one that did not support it. Everyone else supported it. So we expressed our gratitude, and it means a lot for us. It's homecoming, and this will definitely put Amaravati on a fast track, and all the private investments into Amaravati fast track. And as all of you are aware, the Honorable Prime Minister, after NDA came into power, he came to Amaravati and we did this restart of all the projects. So all the major roads, the Secretariat, the Assembly, the High Court, all the major projects are all restarted. We made a promise that 3 years from the day we did the restart, that the Honorable Prime Minister will come back and open the buildings to be used. And we are sticking to those timelines. But we are equally, if not more, excited about the private sector investments that will come and that will create jobs in Amaravati. So I believe that this will give us a greater sense of confidence and trust. And it's a victory of for the people of Andhra Pradesh, and more so for the farmers of Amaravati, who have sacrificed their land, who struggled a lot, who suffered a lot, and to the families who have also loved their beloved ones while they were doing series of dharnas to ensure that Amaravati will remain as the sole capital. So I'd like to thank India for standing with Andhra Pradesh. And today in Rajya Sabha, speakers from all political parties really expressed this solidarity. And they had a very strong message that this is just the beginning of the support to Amaravati, and that India will stand by Andhra. And if there's one thing I would like to tell the citizens of India, Andhra as a new bifurcated state in 2014, we started with a 16,000 crore deficit budget. Yes, we do need hand-holding, no second thoughts about it, but I believe that it's a hand-holding for one term. And then we will contribute back to India. Mr. Naidu is known for it, he's done it in the past. That's why people have re-elected him back as a Chief Minister. This is now his 4th term. And we will contribute back to the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Vikasit Bharat being a Swarna Andhra Pradesh. So if media has if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
It's been reversed in even the capital was there that bill was passed, and then the 3 capital formation came, this idea. What's the guarantee that this will not be reversed in future, that there is a group majority at the center and the state? But that fear is always there, right? Is there any special clause because legislation can be amended anytime?
Bills can always be amended. However, you need a majority to amend the bill.
Yeah, that's what. If
so today,
majority, in future.
Well, that I should leave it to the people of India to decide. Because honestly, there's a lot of emotions that is built around a capital city. And people of Andhra Pradesh have gone through a lot already. So today, all the political parties, except one, have stood by Amaravati, and I believe that this will continue. I believe that it will not change, because everyone has voted for Amaravati to be the sole and only capital and permanent capital of this great state of Andhra Pradesh.
Did TDP make special efforts to reach out to opposition parties which are opposition to BJP? Like AAP supported and others?
We reached out to every party. I believe that's the beauty of Indian democracy. Then we explained the nuances of what we are trying to bring. We explained about what we have gone through as a state, what women and farmers, kind of suffering that they had to go through to get to where we are today. And then we requested for their support, and if you've seen it unanimously, we got their support.
So what's been the progress so far as far as Amaravati capital is concerned, and how much central funding has come into and how much more you are expecting in the future?
See, the mandate is very clear from the Honorable Prime Minister is to build a world-class capital city. And today, if you look at it, we will raise both private capital and public capital. As in, there will be private sector investments and there will be government investments that go into Amaravati. So the current stage is that close to 50,000 crores worth of works have already been tendered out. And then on a weekly basis, the Honorable Chief Minister himself monitors it. And we intend to finish all these works in the next 2 years. Before the Honorable Prime Minister comes and of course inaugurates everything. So the trunk infrastructure will be done, the core seed capital will be done, the government buildings would all be done. And apart from that, we already have SRM WIT, BITS is opening up a campus, quantum computing campus is getting, we are opening that also. So it's no longer just about a place of government, but then we also see this as a hub for education and also economic activity. So we see this as a driver of economic activity for the great state of Andhra Pradesh.
So by when this fully developed capital you foresee? By end of this term?
Absolutely. By phase 1 will be done by end of our term. No second, this particular term, no second thoughts about it. But then let's also accept one thing. See, a city will always grow. There's only a beginning. There's no end to growth. So cities will organically grow, but the way we have designed Amaravati is to be a world-class city. The infrastructure that we're building is truly world-class. The likes that of what India has not seen. I believe that it could be a model for how we should go about building new cities. Sorry.
Lokesh, first of all,
Sorry.
So you said that you will be a world-class city. So will you follow the municipal governments? Will there be a third tier of government, or will you go for a Noida-like development model? Like we have a third tier of government, like the municipal elections we will have regularly, which our municipalities do not have. So what is your model here?
See, right now, they are all historically panchayats. So the entire process got disturbed because of the single capital to 3 capitals, and now of course back to getting a bill passed in the parliament. So now we'll start working on the governance structure. So honestly, it requires greater discussion and debate, and look at a structure that will enable us to capture the voice of our farmers, because they are one of the most important stakeholders in their entire ecosystem. And parallelly, we will build a governance framework that will enable us to sort of deliver our developmental aspirations.
So, first of all, many congratulations to you. When Jagan Mohan Reddy floated this idea of 3 capitals of Andhra Pradesh, the argument which he gave was the distribution of development. That's why he gave this idea. So how would you counter that when you say that when you have a 3 capital, there will be development in all these areas and around that?
See, when you have 3 capitals, what's guaranteed is cost of governance will go up. Because there will be legal issues where principal secretaries or commissioners will have to attend. Imagine in a 3 capital setup, from Amaravati they need to go to another city. Right, and then if you have a legislative capital in Amaravati and executive capital in Visakhapatnam, whenever there is an assembly, then everyone has to move towards Amaravati. Just the cost of governance would just go up and be so prohibitive. To develop, all you need is a mindset. Today, if you look at it, after this government came, and our stand is very clear, one state, one capital, decentralized development. Where is Google going? Visakhapatnam. Where is the ArcelorMittal project coming south of Visakhapatnam? Ankalpalli, one of India's largest steel plant. A lot of investments now have come to Rayalaseema region. I know Kia historically was already there when we, in our 3rd term as government, we did that. We got Kia to Anantapur. Few more companies have now come. A lot of food processing companies have come. A lot of cement companies are now coming up in that ecosystem. So we have always been very clear that, we want to build 22 clusters across very thematically. So drone city, a space city, a glass city, a renewable energy ecosystem. So we AC manufacturing. So we're very focused. We have 22 clusters that's getting built on. So Prakasam district is an entire compressed biogas ecosystem that's getting built up. So this notion that capital alone, or bringing capital will develop an area, then every district should become a capital. No, that doesn't work. You have to have a very systematic approach. And Andhra Pradesh today, if you look at it, out of the 100 rupees that's getting invested in India, we are now attracting 25.3 rupees. And all this is going to different parts of Andhra Pradesh, to the most backward region, to Visakhapatnam. So the entire IT ecosystem is Visakhapatnam. So if you look at Cognizant is doing an office there. So we have already started on a journey. We've done this experiment and we proved it in between 14 and 19. It got stopped in between. And again, after this government came into power in 2024, we restarted it and now we're able to deliver, we're able to showcase results.
So what
There's
will-
one question about, continuously confusion about the deadline. However, you were saying 2 years from now.
Yep.
So first of all, phase 1, by when you will complete it? What is the total budget that you think that state government and the center will have to put in to bring up that phase 1 infrastructure? And what sort of total money you have gotten from the center besides the World Bank and ADB loans which has been assured? So please speak out.
No, so if you look at it, this is a self-financing project. I'd like to make this very clear. There are, for every acre of land we get, 1/3 of the developed land goes back to the farmer, either in residential or commercial plots, okay, depending on the area that they give. This 1/3 goes into the infrastructure development, trunk roads, parks, and so on and so forth. Then the other 1/3 is left to the government to either use for its requirement or monetize it. So we have land earmarked for monetization, which will unlock at the appropriate time, which will enable us to take the entire project forward. So this is a self-financing project and that's been our focus from day one. Yes, we have received now close to